go along with each of these. So the first one is individualized instructions. So a person with Down syndrome, you really need to be really specific when you talk to them and when you give them directions or anything. So instead of saying put that over there, that's pretty general. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know who you're talking to. So you want to say something like, Sally, place that piece of paper over on the left side of the room. So if you notice, I have the name of the person that you're talking to, so you have to address who they're talking to so then they have your attention. You're looking them in the eye so they know who you're talking to. And then what you're talking about, put that. That can be anything. It can be like a pencil. It could be anything. So you can say piece of paper. And there, where is there? Is there like in the kitchen? So it's going to be left side of the room. So be very detailed. You want to have as many details like you've been practicing. Can you say this sentence more detailed? So hand it to me. Hand me it. Yeah, you can pretend you're talking. Yeah. What are you talking about? What's it? Good. So you told it. Where is the pencil located? The room. Perfect. So you're being really detailed on what you're talking about and where it is, and you said her name. So good job. Okay, so the next one, you're going to talk to him, okay? All right, don't touch that. Breaking difficult tasks down into simple steps. So, first example is put on your shoes. So you can just be like, go put on your shoes. Generally, they need a little more help with it. So the example that I have is the steps. Grab your pink tennis shoes, put your left shoe on, put your right shoe on, tie your laces. So you kind of have to break it down. And the task that I want you to do is we're washing your hands. You're going to try to write down steps for me to go wash my hands over on that sink. So I'll give you the first one for you. Okay? So the first step, so put in 1, walk over to the sink. A little bit on a bow. What's next? Yeah. Okay, so that's next. I'm going to pretend. Actually, I can't. Okay, what's next? Yeah, Grace?
Put on the soap and
Put on the soap and scrub your hands. Right? What's next? I'm scrubbing my hands. Yeah?
wash them and put your hands in the faucet and wash them.
Good. Swim them off again. Okay, what's next? Someone who hasn't talked. Anyone who hasn't talked? Yeah. What's next? Paper towel. Okay. Very good. So encouragement is really key when working with someone with Down syndrome because they may get frustrated easier than you or I. So you want to use really good encouraging words. So do you have any examples of what are some good words as source of encouragement? I'll write it down here. Yeah, in the back.
You can do it.
You can do it. That's a great one. What else? Alright, the next one, or the last one, is being patient. Sometimes, just like with any other person, you have to be really patient. So, I'm going to ask you to give an example of when you had to be patient.
Maybe if you were standing by the water fountain and just getting the recess and there was a big line in front of you, and people were taking forever, you should be patient and say, come on.
Yeah, that's a good example. So you can apply all these skills in our classroom, like what you just said. Coming back from recess or when you're waiting in line for lunch, you don't want to be rude. You can just be nice and be patient and wait quietly. You can try to work quietly by yourself. Give a more detailed way of saying give it to him. So like we practiced, remember the name and the object you're talking about and where you want and say some of our examples real quick? Go ahead, you can start. If everyone can listen, hold on. Everyone listen up because we can't always hear, so we try to be quiet when other people are talking. Go ahead. Good, perfect. Good job. Yeah. Oh, and to get up to max, is that what you said? Okay. Bobby, please. Get that piece of paper. Bobby on the left side of the room. Good job. Okay, table 3. Do you have a couple? Does anyone want to share over there? Yeah?
Can you please get that apple on the right side of the room for the teacher? I did too, but my first one was Sophia. Give Sammy the jacket on the counter, and my second one was
Okay, so I know some of the things I taught you today might be confusing, but one thing that I want to make sure you guys all walk away with is that you should treat someone with Down syndrome just like you would treat anyone else, because they are humans just like you and I, and they have similarities just like you and I, and you should treat them the way you would want to be treated. So if you want to be treated with respect, you should treat other people with respect too. Good. Alright, so there's one last thing. If everyone can turn over their second checkpoint that we just did. And so do you guys ever go home when your parents are like, what did you learn at school today? Or what did you do at school today, right?
And you're like, the usual.
Yeah, you're like, I don't know, the usual, or something like that. Okay, well, I want you to act like you're talking to your parents and they just asked you that question. Instead of saying, I don't know, or same old, I want you to tell your parents what you learned today from my lesson. So is there something that you remember, or something about Down syndrome that you can, just anything you can remember from the lesson that you can tell your parents that you learned today?